So hey there guys, welcome, and thank you for taking the time out to check out this training. My name is Victor Ikubasi, founder of the Community Mastery Method, the art and science of creating, leveraging, and monetizing a tribe of true fans. In this video and in the next 15 to 20 minutes, what I'm going to share with you is vitally important for you to understand if you're a coach or a consultant trying to build your practice online. You're going to learn specifically how to build a tribe of people, a tribe of true fans who willingly and happily refer you, but beyond that, they're willing to pay you upwards of $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, $50,000 even, in order to be able to access your wisdom, to invest in themselves through you, and they would be ecstatic to do that. But before I get into that, let me give you a very, very quick background. So you see, in 2015, I started a community on Facebook, started a Facebook group actually on Facebook called the Highly Paid Experts Network. I started it back then with the equivalent back then of $100. And within 10 to 11 months, we had crossed the 120,000 US dollar mark. And once we did that, I sat back and thought about what I had just done. I wasn't all over social media, posting all over social media. The only thing I did was concentrate on serving that particular group. I wasn't blogging, I wasn't doing YouTube, and I wasn't showing up like literally living my life on Facebook. It was just serving that community of people. And when I thought about it, it occurred to me that in this helping space, for those of us who are in the coaching and consulting fields, the most vital, the most important asset outside of our intellectual property, the most important vital assets that we could ever have is a tribe of true fans. And when I'm talking about true fans here, I'm referring, of course, to the same idea that Kevin Kelly, the same idea that Kevin Kelly had in 2008 when he wrote that amazing article about having 1,000 true fans. And if all you did was give them the opportunity to invest in themselves through you at just $100 a year, 1,000 true fans would get you set for life. Well, my Facebook group, okay, as of that particular point in time, was populated with about 1,800 people. And obviously not every single one of them bought from me, but enough people bought over the course of a year to create a revenue of 120 US dollars, most of which was just pure profit. Over the years, a lot of people have mistakenly assumed that a Facebook group is the asset. So get into this whole process of building a Facebook group, or for some people get into this whole process of building a list, or for some people get into this whole business of building downloaders or listeners to your podcast, or subscribers to your YouTube channel, or followers on your page. And to a very large extent, a lot of people seem to think that when you do this and you have this large numbers of people, then you have a community that you can monetize. But if you've ever gone down that route, then some of the things that I'm going to share with you right now, you'd be able to identify with them, because it's really, really possible for you to have a Facebook group filled with 100,000 people and yet not be able to make 100,000 US dollars. It's possible for you to have 1 million followers on Instagram and not be able to sell more than 100 copies of your book. So followership, or having a large number of people, indicate interest in what you are doing on social media, does not always equate to having the kind of tribe that I am talking about. So the big question is, if you're going to build this tribe of people, this tribe of true fans, of people who willingly, happily invest upwards of $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, what exactly do you do? Quick question though, when I'm talking about, is there anything significant about these three numbers? Okay, the $3,000, the $5,000, and the $10,000 and above. Well, for me, these numbers are significant because they enable you to cross the threshold of wealth really, really, really fast. Okay, if you're going to cross the threshold of wealth, which by the way is 150,000 US dollars across the world, it's at that point that you jump into the top percentage of wealthy people across the world. In order for you to be able to do that, it's faster for you to do that when you're offering programs at these price points or even higher. So that's why I'm talking about that. So the question again, how do you do this? Well, it starts with a few ideas. Number one is that you've got to be ultra, ultra, ultra relevant to your marketplace. And what does it mean to be relevant to your marketplace? Well, two things. It means that your marketplace understands understands why you're relevant to them. Your marketplace understands why they should pay attention to you. Your marketplace understands the value that you bring to the table. But it's not just about being clear, okay? It's also about you being valuable to your marketplace. So I'm going to break down these two concepts. What does it mean for you to be clear? And what does it mean for you to be valuable? The only thing that people care about, okay, on social media, in their personal lives, in any sphere of their lives, the only thing that people care about are solutions to their problems. The moment you bring a conversation that is not immediately relevant to the challenges that they're trying to solve in their lives, you lose people. Okay, and it's very, very difficult for you to build a tribe of people who are really, really invested if you are not clear in communicating the problem that you're solving as well as the solution that you're bringing to the table. And this solution cannot be a course, it cannot be a a a book. This solution cannot be a book, it cannot be a workshop, it cannot be any of those things. What this solution has to be is a methodology, a framework for getting them from point A to point B. And you have to be able to effectively communicate that journey for them. All right. So that's fundamentally what it means for you to be clear. You've got to understand how to effectively communicate the problem that you're solving, who you're solving that problem for, and how exactly that you're going to solve that particular problem. When you're clear about how you're actually going to solve that particular problem, and you build it out into a roadmap so a person can clearly see how they're going to move from point A to point B, then you have a reason. You've given people a reason for them to follow you. Second part of being relevant is this whole thing about being valuable. Okay. And being valuable, when someone say this thing is valuable or this person is valuable, what they're really saying unconsciously is three things. Number one, this person helps me eliminate confusion. Okay. Every single person that you're going to meet today wants a future that is bigger and better than whatever it is that they're experiencing today. Every single person, like literally every single person. The problem is most of us come at this futures with a lot of confusion because there's a lot of noise everywhere. The question is, what am I supposed to do? What's the most important thing for me to be focused on right now? And if you're the person that helps them make that decision and helps them understand specifically what they're supposed to be focused on right now to make the most progress in the direction that they want for themselves, then you become valuable. The second key to being valuable is helping people develop capability, because not only do people face their future with a feeling of helplessness, no, with a feeling of confusion, they also face that future with a feeling of helplessness and the lack of capacity. And so if you become the person in your solution and in your conversation with them, if you provide them with the idea that in relationship with you, they will build capacity. In relationship with you, they will develop skills. In relationship with you, they will develop the abilities that are essential for them to move from where they are to where they want to be. Instantly, you're valuable. But these two things, the cement that holds every single thing together, is not only do they want to be able to move from confusion to clarity, and from helplessness to having a sense of capacity, but they also want to be able to be in a relationship with someone that they can trust. They want to be in a relationship with someone that they can fall back on. They want to be in a relationship with someone that can give them the support that they need when they need it, how exactly it is that they need it. And so when you think about these things, all right, and you put them into play when you're thinking about building your tribe, you are clear about the problem that you're solving, who you're solving it for, and how you're going to solve it. But at the same time, also, you're delivering all of this information in ways that are meaningful, relevant, and engaging to them. And so it's simple. You're eliminating confusion. You're providing them with tools and systems and methodologies that enable them to develop capacity. And you, as an individual, you're consistently presenting yourself as someone worthy of trust. The moment that happens, the first key to building community, to building a tribe of people who willingly give you $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000, the moment that happens, building that tribe just basically kicks into gear, because now you're relevant. People now have a reason to follow you. It's at this particular point in time that even if you don't post on social media, people will go look for you. They'll look for you in your emails. They'll look for you in their emails. They'll look for you in their feeds. And if they don't see a post from you in their fields, they'll go to your own page directly. That's really, really what you want. So being relevant is very, very important. The second thing that is vitally, vitally important is a connection with your marketplace. You have to, because it's one thing for people to say, okay, this particular person is relevant, but if in relating with you, they don't get the sense that you see them or that you hear them or that you really, really understand and get them at a deep level, people will follow you, but they won't commit to you. And what you really, really want is not just to get their attention, you want to get the commitment. You want to get their commitment. And how exactly do you build intimacy in the marketplace? Well, two very, very important things. Conversation, okay? Conversation. And just basically presenting yourself as the person that they want to be. Presenting yourself as the person that they want to be. Presenting yourself as a model for the future that they want for themselves. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be perfect. It just basically means that you have to present yourself as someone worth following, someone worth committing to. And how do you do that? Okay. So these two things about conversation and being the person that is worth following. How do you become the person that is worth following? And what kinds of conversations do you need to start engineering in your space to get people to build intimacy with you and to get people to absolutely connect with you? Well, here's the thing. When it comes to presenting yourself as the person that people want to follow, the question you need to ask yourself is, who do you need to be? Who do you need to be? And in answering that question, there are a number of places, there are a number of things that you need to think about. Number one, what relationships and information do you need to start accessing at this particular point in time so that when people, the right kinds of people, come in contact with you based on the information that they see that you have access to and the relationships that they see that you have access to, you achieve instant credibility with them. Second thing, what habits do you need to start exhibiting online in order for them to say, this person respects me and I can trust this particular person? What are those habits? Well, fundamentally, those habits are for: number one, show up on time; number two, do whatever it is that you say you would do; number three, finish whatever it is that you start; and number three, treat people like they're human beings. Say please and thank you. Those four habits fundamentally open doors for you each and every single time. What kinds of skills and capabilities do you need to have and exhibit for them to look at you and trust you? What are the values that you need to start demonstrating out there in the marketplace? What beliefs do you have to anchor yourself in order for you to be able to function as a role model for them? And ultimately, who do you need to see yourself at? These are the questions that you need to ask yourself in order for you to start to build that bridge between you and your marketplace. Because yes, you've gotten their interest, yes, you've gotten their attention, but if they don't feel a connection to you, you will not keep that attention, you will not keep that interest. So yes, you're relevant, you're meaningful, you're engaging to the marketplace. Now you've got to start working on yourself to become the person that they would look at and say, yeah, I want to follow that person and I'm going to commit to following that person for the rest of my life. But it's not just about you becoming that person, it's also about the kind of conversations that you facilitate. You've got to facilitate conversations that, number one, hold people up to a higher standard. Every single person wants to be a part of something that is bigger and better than themselves. You have to facilitate conversations that anchor people to a future that is bigger and better than today. You've got to anchor conversations that give people the opportunity to manage and handle their fears, their concerns, their worries, their anxieties. And if you're thinking about it from that particular point of view, it changes the way you think about your content game on social media, because all of a sudden it's not just about posting about your expertise, but it's also posting things that showcases your character. Okay, because these two things together generate a high level of trust. Sharing content, videos, audios, text-based content that showcases your expertise. Pretty much everybody does that. But this other side of it that showcases your character is vitally important, because when those two come together, the conversations that you're generating as a result of posting in those two ways really, really brings people to you, really, really starts to get people to feel like they are a part and parcel of what you're about. So you're relevant to people and you started building a connection with them. And what you'll start to notice as you build this connection with people is the fact that you start drawing a very, 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 very tight group of people to you. And in doing this so far, you don't even have to have spent a penny on social media or anything like that, but just doing these two major things. In other words, consistently being relevant and building your connection with people, you're going to build a really, really close knit tribe of people who love you, people who know your work, people who would recommend you, people who would invest big time in you. And once you've got these two things locked down, being relevant and building a high level of connection with your marketplace, the final thing that you have to put into play is the ability to scale and make as big as you want this tribe that you have put together. And in order for you to scale, it's all about being consistent. It's about being consistent with the way you show up on platforms. It's about being consistent with the way you show up with content. And it's also being consistent with the way you show up in terms of how you bring people into you. And so pretty much you're taking what you have created and you're showing up in as many multiple places as possible with it. You're essentially creating a bubble where you and your members, or let me put it this way, you're creating an opportunity for you to be the only person speaking in the brains of people. And once that is there, what you want to do is magnify that by taking advantage of platforms and really leveraging content. One of the most powerful ways for you to scale your tribe is for you to speak. Okay, it's for you to speak. Go out, speak. Fortunately, today, in today's world, speaking internationally and speaking locally, the costs of being able to do that is radically reduced. And so by learning how to live stream and booking yourself out literally to speak and taking time out to create opportunities for your tribe to connect with you and bring other people into the tribe, you find out that a lot of magic starts to happen for you. So these three things are really fundamental. Now, once you have those three things in play, how exactly do you start to engineer the money? How do you start to monetize this? Well, here's what you need to think about. All right. In the community mastery method, we have something that I refer to as the movement funnel. And the movement funnel is a way of thinking about how you build your relationship with your tribe and how you create your tribe. So it starts first of all with you attracting the right person. Okay, attracting the right person to your audience. Now, in the community mastery method, we make a distinction between an audience member and a member of the tribe. An audience member has not committed to you in any way. And when I'm talking about committed to you, in other words, they are not a customer or a client. Your tribe is made up of customers and clients because they are the ones invested in the future that you are presenting for them. So it's important for you to understand that distinction. All right. We don't want to build a tribe of prospects. What we want to do is build a tribe of customers and clients. Okay, that tribe, when you put it together and you invest your energy in building a relationship with them, so many doors, so many opportunities can open up for you. So this is how you do it. First of all is you get someone into your audience. Okay, and your speaking, your writing, the sharing of content and all of that starts to get people's attention. Okay, and once you have these people's attention, what you want to do is create an educational experience for them concerning your methodology, concerning your framework for taking them from point A to point B. Now, this educational experience that you're creating for them could be in multiple different formats, but there are two specifically that I would recommend because they're the ones that give you the most leverage. You either do create that educational experience in the format of a book, as in a short book, a book that they can finish in about an hour or thereabout, or you put together a workshop. All right. But whichever way you are going to do it, the main thing is that you're bringing these audience members into an educational experience with you that they are investing in. This thing about them investing in it is very important. Now, the moment they make that investment, they're either one of two decisions that they can make, or two actions, or two things that can happen. Because at the end of your book, or at the end of the educational experience, the workshop, what you basically do is fundamentally give them an opportunity to have a conversation with you so that you can help them immediately and also provide them with the logical next steps. Now, for a number of people that you're having conversations with, they will say, hey, yes, I'm ready for that logical next step. And so they become a member of your inner circle of clients. And these are the people that you're making offers to, that they are paying you $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, and even $50,000 and more. Okay. And you are at the center of all of that connection, and there's a lot happening here. Over time, I will share quite a number of the opportunities that come as a result of you being the central person in a high value community, in a high value tribe. Okay, but it's not every single person that is going to feel that they have a high enough connection and trust with you to want to have a conversation with you and then ultimately get into your inner circle. Some of them might not want to do that. And so what you do is you maintain a line of communication with them. And I prefer email. Now, understand that your list as of this particular point in time is not the most valuable thing. Okay. The relationship that you have with the lists, yes, but what is even more important as far as this list is concerned when it comes to tribe building is you providing value. And remember, value is a function of three things: moving people from a place of confusion to clarity, moving them from a place of helplessness to capability, and moving them from a place of I'm afraid, I'm alone, I don't have a support system, to that place where they are confident that they have a viable support system. And that's what should guide what you share with them. The more and they get more and more confident in their relationship with you. But remember, all of these people in progress, even though they haven't completely invested in your main program yet. What you want to do is make offers to them and consistently over time, month by month, quarter by quarter, year by year, give them opportunities to invest in themselves. Now, these investments that they're making in themselves, they're not necessarily high ticket, they're mid-level and low ticket things that solve very, very specific problems. And with each and every single opportunity for them to solve a problem that moves them closer to the goal, you offer them also an opportunity to have conversations with you, which leads to them coming into your agreeing to work with you and ultimately coming into your inner circle of tribes. Now, these people here on this list and this list, these are the people that you invest your time, your energy on. You invest your time and energy on a tribe of buyers. Forgetting your audience, I'm not saying you forget them, forgetting your audience, for building your audience, great, okay? But this is not where you invest your time and energy. Yes, you're going to be sharing with them, but most of the things that you're doing with your audience to build your audience, they can be automated. Okay, an email sequence that builds that relationship with them can be automated. Posts that you put up on social media can be scheduled in advance to free you up. A good chunk of the things that you're doing to build your audience, you can go out and speak and bring in 100 people into your world. You can use paid ads, as the case may be. You can run partnerships. All of those things build your audience, okay? But what you want to do is give your audience members an opportunity to become members of your tribe. And that comes with investment. All right. So fundamentally, that's how you do it. That's how you build a tribe of raving fans who happily want to invest upwards of $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000 with you. Now, these concepts that I'm sharing with you right now are part of an entire workshop that I refer to as Tribecraft. If you'd like to find more information about that particular workshop, just click on the button below. And once you click on that button below, you get information about the workshop. It's already pre-packaged, so you'd be able to go through that particular workshop at your own pace, at your own time, and also have a support system that enables you to be able to implement things over time. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you very much for hanging out with me. But remember, a lot of things are really, really possible for each and every single one of us. The only thing is we just have to get out of our own way. Imagine what would be possible for you if you had this tribe of people, this tribe of people who know you, like you, and trust you so much that they're willing to invest at the levels that I'm talking about. That can start to happen to you within the next 10 minutes. All you have to do is click on the button below. So that's pretty much it for today. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in Tribecraft. Take care of you.